Jesus is our hotline to our Father. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. This is part number 1, a new 5-part series. We're looking into the book of Exodus. And so we're picking up the story of the Exodus at Moses' Exodus at the burning bush. As we look at the angel of the Lord, it's an important question to answer to know who is this angel of the Lord, because who he is speaking to the point of what we're looking at today. And that's the fact that we can be assured of our connection to God because of Christ's connection to us. See, the story says in Exodus chapter 3, verse 2, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him, this is to Moses, in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And Moses looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. This is, in effect, the ringing of this phone. You know, back in the day, we used to have phones where I know they used to ring, right? They'd be on the kitchen wall, and some of you would have them on the desk. Then there'd be this little light that would go off, like a red light that would flash. Usually it's in a hotel to let you know that there's a voicemail. But that light and that ringing, all the sight and sound was speaking to the person in the room. And in this case, the person in the desert. God's got a call for you. And when we look at who this was, to know that it is Jesus, that gives us an assurance, because the same Jesus, that same ringtone, that same line is available to us today. But let's make sure we know who he is. Because in Acts chapter 7, verse 30, this is Stephen in his last stand, as he's giving this word to the nation, to the people whom have rejected God, to say, do you all remember Moses? When 40 years were expired, there appeared to him in the wilderness of Mount Sinai, or Sinai, an angel of the Lord in a flame of fire in a bush. The angel of the Lord is Jesus being the messenger or the angel for God. He is speaking now. He's reaching out. He's the hands, Jesus is in this story, to God's heart, to bring Moses out of this desert now and into what we would call, I was about to say a word, and that word was destiny. I think this is even better. This was God calling Moses out of his desert and into God's desire. So that's what's better than destiny, because a destiny says this is going to happen no matter what. But God always gives us a choice, and that's to lean into his desire. He's calling Moses, and he sends the greatest phone call, the greatest messenger, not an angel, but he brings the one who's over all angels, the one who is the King of Kings, the one who is the King of Kings, so that he could have confidence when he stands before the King of Egypt. This is God's way of calling, and he's not just calling, but he's calling long distance. Because in Exodus chapter 3, verse 1, it says, now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. And he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb. I don't know a lot about the geography of this area, but what the verse does tell us that is wherever Moses was, he was on the backside. He was in the backyard. It almost seems as if God is always calling people from the back burner. He's calling those who are in the background, and he's bringing them to the foreground to be an evidence to how long that distance, how long that line extends to us. And the distance between us and God is no greater than Jesus. He is the one that can reach us, whether we're in the desert, whether we're sitting at a desk, whether we're in a dungeon, or whether we are even in our own destruction. God is able to raise up a man, raise up a woman from nothing and make them something, which is everything God wants us to be. This is what I hope we see in this part of the lesson, that God is still making phone calls, and he loves making long distance ones. The distance between us and God is never further, never greater than Jesus.